What's up, everyone? This is Niko bringing you another standard black and white battle. Um, this battle is with my good buddy Rezna. I lead off with Gallade, and he leads off with Gliscor. So I decided to keep Gallade in there because switching would allow his Gliscor to get a sword dance. So he goes for the sword dance, and I go for the hypnosis. So hypnosis hits his Gliscor, so I'm happy about that. So his Gliscor is sleep, and I go for the sword dance. Now everybody knows after one sword dance, Gallade is like brutal. The next turn he wakes up and goes for the sucker punch, but I was being greedy and I went for a second sword dance because I thought he would have been asleep for the 3 turns or switch, but he didn't do either. He goes for sword dance himself, so he has +2 attack and I have +2 attack. I go for the hypnosis again, and it hits, and his Gliscor goes to sleep again. And his Gliscor is asleep this time, no 1 turn wake up, and I go for the sword dance. So right now I'm cheesing because my Gallade has +3 attack. So I go for the close combat as his Gliscor stays asleep. And close combat hits his Gliscor and basically takes him out. And then it says it's super effective, so I was like, hold up. It wasn't a Gliscor. And then, of course, it changed into Zorak. So it was a Zorak fronting. So Scarecrow faints, and I'm like, okay, good. So he sends in his Gengar, and I go for the Shadow Sneak because I don't want Gengar to like mess up my Gallade's awesome attack power. So Shadow Sneak takes out his Gengar with no problem because it's super effective +3 attack. So he sends in his birdie there, Robin, and Robin protects, and I go for the close combat. Robin protects herself, gets the toxic orb off, and goes for the brave bird. My Gallade is Scarf, so I'm gonna take the brave bird with no problem and hold on because of the scarf. And then he gets the brave bird recoil, and I go for the close combat just to make sure that I take out this bird of his. Because Swellow can be a real pain once you let that thing go. So I get the special defense drop and the defense drop, but it takes out the Swellow. And he sends in his real Gliscor. So I just go for the Shadow Sneak to see how much damage it's going to do. And it does a little bit of much. Not too much. And he goes for the Earthquake, and it takes out my Gallade. Later on, I found out that this Gliscor was a defensive Gliscor, so it just has EVs in defense alone and nothing in attack. So I sent out my Marikachi because I wanted to use it in a battle, and he goes for Ice Fang. Ice Fang hits for super effective damage, but it also freezes me. And I'm like, okay, I'm frozen, this sucks. So I get my life up a little with the leftovers. He gets healed to poison heal because the Dream World guy score. He goes for Ice Fang again, and it's super effective. And I'm still frozen solid. At this point, I'm trying to get off my Leech Seed, but I'm frozen, so can't really get that off. I get healed up once again with the leftovers. He gets the heal off of Poison Heal. He goes for Ice Fang again, and Ice Fang takes out my Marikachi. Marikachi faints, and his Gliscor gets Poison Heal again. I send in Victini, and his Batman goes for the Protect, and I go for Fusion Flare. Fusion Flare misses because he's protected. I go for Fusion Flare again, and Fusion Flare hits his Gliscor and takes down more than half his life. He goes for the earthquake, and I am thinking that it's going to take my Victini out, but it doesn't. So this one I start realizing that his glide score is more defensive than offensive. So he gets the poison heal recovery, and then he goes for protect. So he gets additional poison heal recovery, and then for some reason he decides to switch out his glide score into Empoleon, and I go for a fusion flare again. Fusion flare does not that much damage on his Empoleon, and Empoleon gets its life restored with leftovers. So I decide to go for Thunder because I'm like, okay, I can take this Empoleon out. But his Empoleon, just like his Gliscor, is a defensive Pokemon also, so he takes that Thunder with no problem, but I do get the Para Hacks off, so that stops him from taking out my Victini. He gets leftovers, and I decide to take Victini out and send in my special attack Cobalion, and he goes for Scald, and Scald hits Cobalion for a awesome amount of damage, more than half, and he gets the leftovers. So Rezna recalls the Empoleon and sends in his Batman again, and I go for the Calm Mind. My special attack is raised, my special defense is raised. And then he gets the poison heal, and I misclicked. Instead of going for Flash Cannon, I went for Metal Burst, and his glide score goes for Earthquake, and almost takes out my Cobalion. He gets the poison heal again. And this time, I clicked the right move, and I got the Flash Cannon. Had I clicked Flash Cannon correctly the first time, I would have taken out his glide score with no problems. But I didn't. I misclicked, and I paid the price for it. His glide score does Earthquake, and Cobalion faints. I'm kicking myself because I'm like, oh, Cobalion could have taken out that Batman with 2 hits. So he gets the poison heal, and I decide to send in my Dream World Staraptor. He goes for Protect because he's all about keeping the Batman life full. I go for the Agility because I want to outspeed everything else that's remaining on his team. He gets the Poison Heal again, and I go for Double Edge. So Stab Double Edge plus Reckless Ability does a decent amount of damage, but does not take out the Batman. So I get the Shell Bell recovery, and he goes for the Ice Fan. Ice Fan hits, but because he's not a offensive glide score, it does not take out my Staraptor. He gets the Poison Heal. He goes for the Protect because he's trying to keep this thing in for as long as ever. I go for the Close Combat, and I miss. He gets the Poison Heal. He protects again, but it fails. And then this time I go for Double Edge again because I don't want to leave anything to chance. I want to get rid of this nuisance glide score. Double Edge hit glide score, and glide score finally is taken out. I get the recall damage, but then I get the HP restore via Shell Bell. Rezna sends out Empoleon. Empoleon is paralyzed. He really can't do anything to Swift Wing. I just go for the close combat and take this guy out of there. It's super effective. I get the defense drop, of course, and the special defense drop, but his Empoleon faints. And I get the Shell Bell restore. He sends in his last Pokemon, which is a Roserade. I just go for the Brave Bird because I'm not even going to chance doing Double Edge or Close Combat on it. And the Brave Bird hits is super effective, and his Roserade faints. I get the damage by recoil, but I get the HP restore by Shell Bell. And that's it. Good game, Rezna.